Breaking news, the Sweet Springs School Board announced that the Hounds football team will officially transition from 11-man to 8-man football this season. While there was some apprehension to the change initially, with the overwhelming number of local schools already making the change, and decreased participation over the last few years, the change was inevitable. While a historic chapter in Hounds football may be coming to an end, a brand new chapter is about to be written.
This is my second tenure as head coach of Sweet Springs. This is my first head coaching job back in 1998. I was here through 2004. And after leaving in 2004, and always in the back of my mind, I always, remembered how special things were at Sweet Springs as far as community support, school support. Coach Smith, offered me the job to be a head coach again. And I had told him when he first offered me, give me the weekend to think about it and I'll let you know. And then I called him about 10 minutes after asking me. I said, no, I'm ready. We got a great group of kids here. And, so I was very excited to, become head coach here again, knowing the kind of kids that we have, kids that just show up every day, work their butts off, very unselfish, do whatever it takes for the team. That's the kind of mentality that it's always been that way here, and that really came through with our team this year.
And one way we really knew that we were excited for the season, us seniors, was right before summer weight started for football. We were going to the gym and whatnot, and I remember we were at this jackpot show for FFA, like our county show, basically working it. And we were all scooping these wood chips or something. We were scooping something with scoop shovels, and all we were talking about was football and how we were so excited for it to start. And it was just at that moment I knew it was going to be a great season because we were just hyped for it, and we were already talking to everybody about it. And then practice was starting the next week, and we were just ready to go.
From 11 to 8-man was definitely going to be a challenge. We knew that there was going to be a lot more scoring, and to be honest, we all were joking around about how conditioning was going to suck throughout the year. But luckily, Coach Holtzman's got us ready.
We made the transition to 8-man, and we were able to renew some natural rivalries with Concordia, St. Paul, Santa Fe, Oric, a lot of our conference schools that we play in other sports. So obviously, as coaches, we had to do a lot of studying up from 11 to 8-man. In the end, it's still just basic football, blocking and tackling, but we also, scheme-wise, had to come up with different things offensively and defensively and in special teams and adjust. And I thought the kids did a good job of adjusting with us.
We didn't really know what to expect because this was our first year going 8-man. So it was new to everybody, including our coaches.
Some of us were playing positions we had never played before, looking at positions we had never ever played before, and in the end it ended up working out pretty great.
This year, I got convinced by the boys and Holtzman to come play, and I had a really good time playing, and it was a really good season. But also, coming into it, I really didn't think I was going to be that good because I haven't played football since my 8th grade year, and Coach Holtzman put me at fullback and a linebacker, and I feel like we had a pretty good season as that, so I had a lot of fun.
Going to Archie camp, we were I had no idea what to think.
We're all excited, nervous, because there was a lot of teams there and we're new. We were playing one time, and Santa Fe was playing on the other side of the field, and they you were talking about that because you were there.
Yeah, so Coach Key, he has a broken toe at this time, and I have a messed up hip and I couldn't walk or move. And then Santa Fe and Archie are playing, and then they run the ball to our side and they get pushed out of bounds. And we're sitting there, it's hot out. We're under a little tent canopy thing, and then they fall and break it. And then we had to move, and it was terrible. It hurt a lot.
So we got done with our thing and we walk over there and we just see our canopy has its leg is an L. And we're like, what the heck happened to the canopy? And Seth's laying on the ground and Coach Key's over there telling about how his toe hurts because Key threw a water bottle on his toe. So they're talking about how that hurts, and then we're just wondering how the canopy got broke. So yeah, it was just a whole ordeal.
Leaving the Arch camp, we're like, man, it might be a long year, but we got a lot of new guys, so it might be. We'll get there.
So having our first 8-man game at home, I think, was very significant. We had a very big crowd. A lot of people kind of curious to see what 8-man would look like. Got off to a great start with a win over Hardin Northern Central. Then we had Knox County came to our place and had a dominant win there. And
throughout the first couple of weeks, we're like, man, we could actually be something special. We just got to keep, progressing, because we could see the little stuff that we needed to get better at. We were getting away with against some teams that didn't expose us that much.
First road game at Bramer, very good young team and kind of a different team than we'd seen, an 11-man team that threw the ball pretty much on every down, and we weren't quite ready for that, I don't think, but that kind of paid off for us down the road. So we lost our first road game, and then we were able to bounce back. We had a very exciting homecoming.
We were going against a good Northwest team, and we scored 50 points, which was great, in front of a great crowd of all the fans and everybody that were there. And then after the game, we had a cool fireworks show that happened that everybody loved.
We ended up as a 3 seed in our district. We knew that St. Paul, with their win over us, they were going to be ahead of us with their record as well. And North Shelby, we'd kind of been following them a little bit, and we knew they'd been having a good season. So we thought we'd fall around that 3 mark, and we didn't know who our opponent would be. With 10 teams in your district, it makes it hard, and it comes down to that point system. It came down to the final week, and we didn't really want to draw another rematch with Northern Hardin Central because they gave us a pretty good game the first time we played them, and they ended up being the 6th seed, so we ended up having to play them in that first round game. It ended up being torrential rain and toughest conditions I've ever had to coach in, but the kids played through that. And
going into the first round, we had heard like, oh, there's going to be a pretty rainy game. So I think that week was the week that Coach Holtzman and all the coaches put like all of our footballs in water buckets, and like the whole practice, I guess it didn't really matter for everyone else because they were dry, but at least me, like I was having to like hold on to the football with 2 hands like for every handoff. And then it definitely paid off because my gosh, was that a mud game.
The semifinal in district, we had about a 3.5-hour trip up to North Shelby, who was a state semifinalist team the previous year. Very well coached team, had a very outstanding running back. That game was just tremendous effort by our kids in all 3 phases of the game. Defensively, we did a great job on their running back. North Shelby was averaging about 65 points a game. We held them, I think they ended up with 42, 46, something like that. Offensively, we dominated right from the start. They never really could stop us offensively. And special teams did a great job. Seth Rader had a big kickoff return for a touchdown that kind of broke the game open. And it was just a really great feeling for our kids to come off that field, with a win over a very good team. And we were very excited about getting back to a district championship.
The Hounds football team has made a district championship appearance the last 4 seasons. Yet it has been over 2 decades since they claimed the title. Facing a conference rival who had defeated the Hounds earlier this season, they are getting ready to travel less than 10 miles down the interstate for a rematch to try and bring home the elusive championship and prove all the doubters wrong.
So we had a pep rally, and Coach Holtzman got the mic, and he told how St. Paul's has a tradition that they ring a bell after they win games. And Coach Holtzman said,
they have this little tradition over there at St. Paul's, and when they win a game, they go ring a bell. And the only bell ringing going on tonight is going to be the ringing of bells in the St. Paul players' ears from the physical pounding that these boys are going to do tonight.
District 2 championship, Sweet Springs and St. Paul Lutheran.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good one, but I like the top end talent in St. Paul Lutheran.
Yeah, as much as I love Blake Schrader and company there at Sweet Springs, just Maggart and company at St. Paul Lutheran is a little bit too much there to handle there, so give me the Saints.
I got one thing to say to those 8-man people. Look who brought this home. Sweet Springs. I don't think St. Paul did, and you guys doubted us, and I don't see it sitting at St. Paul's house.
Town was really fired up, and we had a tremendous send-off the day of the game.
And we were just sitting there, we're itching, we're amped up, ready to go for the game. Once that bell rang and once we were ready to go, driving through town and seeing all the community support, and then on I-70, halfway between us and Concordia, there's a bridge.
All the Sweet Springs people were covering the bridge with signs and banners, and it was just amazing. I remember completely sitting outside of the bus, like with only my legs inside the bus and just screaming at everyone on the bridge, and like all the other football players did too.
Coming into the district game, we rolled around and we were able to play St. Paul for districts again. We go to their place.
They knew us well, we knew them well, but our kids were just very, very determined to go over there and get the job done.
I remember going out there and being like, okay, this is it. This is senior year. I remember walking out with Dale and being like, hey, let's win this one, dude. It's been the past 4 years, we haven't won one yet. Let's do it now.
We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, rocking out parties, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible, 'cause we're unstoppable. Every spotlight, every soundbite, everybody who gave up is just a fuel for wanting him more than anybody against us. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want.
Afterwards, there was a big crowd. We all bunched up together and waving the trophy and screaming, and everyone's celebrating. All like our student section, all the parents, everybody comes running out. Coach Holtzman's going crazy, as crazy as a man his age can go.
It was definitely good to have a comeback and just freaking show what we were made of.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through in life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through in life.
We ask for a chance that's fair.
We ask for a chance that's fair.
A chance to equal our stride.
A chance to equal our stride.
A chance to do or dare.
A chance to do or dare.
If we should win,
let
it be by the code.
Let it be by the code.
With faith and honor held high.
With faith and honor held high.
If we should
lose,
we'll stand by the road.
We'll stand by the road.
And cheers the winners go by.
And cheers the winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
We can't be beat.
We can't be beat.
We won't be beat.
We won't be beat.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
We can't be beat.
So we can't be beat.